Let's make some thick and creamy homemade yogurt using whole raw milk. First things first, we're going to pour a gallon of milk into a large saucepan. You don't have to do a gallon at a time if you don't want to, but I do prefer having a large amount of yogurt on hand. We use it for a lot of things, and then we just enjoy eating it for breakfast or for snacks throughout the day. So we're going to use a whole gallon, but you can reduce that amount if you want to. We're going to turn the heat on to medium and just bring that up to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to stir it often to keep it from scorching. So you'll check it often. I'm just using this meat thermometer, and it works really well. We're going to stir it again. Be sure to always stir it also before you check the temperature because you want to make sure that you're getting an accurate reading. So I'm just going to check it again. Perfect. 173. We're going to use that. That's perfect. And we're going to just remove this from the heat. And we're going to let this gradually cool down. You don't want to cool it down too fast because it could continue to cool down more than you want it to. So just stir it frequently as it cools down. This probably is going to take about 25 minutes, and then you'll be able to move to the next step. Again, I'm just going to stir it before measuring the temperature because I want to make sure that I'm getting an accurate reading. Perfect. We want it to be between 115 and 120 degrees. Any higher than that, and it will kill the culture in the yogurt. So we want it to be in that sweet spot. And I'm just going to start gradually, gently adding this yogurt. I'm using Greek yogurt that's plain. You can use regular yogurt if you want, but I like the Greek yogurt for this process. And then I'm just going to add it all in there. For this, I'm using 2 cups of Greek yogurt for a full gallon of milk. And then we're going to gently stir it. I'm not looking to break up all of the pieces. I'm just stirring it to break them up a little bit. And you'll still be able to see like some of these chunks here, like this one. But you don't want to like whisk it. It doesn't need to be fully incorporated. You want it to be still kind of chunky in there. And that's going to give you the best culture. Now we're just going to cover it and keep it warm. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. I usually like to use my dehydrator and just set it for 115, but you can also wrap it in a towel and put it in the oven with the light on. This is a really great way to do it if you don't have access to a dehydrator. It's probably going to stay warm for about 6 hours, and you want to go 6 to 12, but it's a good way to get started. If you do this, be sure to add a note to your oven that there is something in the oven so somebody doesn't come in and preheat it for a different task and not realize that the oven is full. That would be a huge mess. Then you're just going to set a timer and you're going to let this sit for 6 to 12 hours. And then when it's all done, it's going to look like this. Look how thick and delicious that is. It's so crazy how thick that got. I fermented this for 14 hours. So if you want it to be super thick and not really in need of much straining, I would highly recommend fermenting it for longer. So now we're just going to whisk it. You can skip this step, but I like to whisk it to make it more creamy. So I'm just whisking it here. And then at this point, you can strain it before putting it away, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it into mason jars instead of straining it. And then I'll strain it using my yogurt strainer, and I'll link that below um, when I'm actually ready to use it. It usually only takes about 5 minutes. And so instead, I'm just going to store it like this. It's easier to ladle. And then that's it. I have all 4 quarts filled here, and I'm going to use plastic mason jar lids. The metal ones I find tend to rust really quickly when they are used with something acidic like yogurt. That's it. Store in the refrigerator for 2 to 4 weeks and enjoy with your favorite mix-ins. See you next time.